here to whisper sweet, dirty things.
Recording now.
All right. Welcome back to episode 7 of the Brewhouse podcast.
That's freaking crazy. We're on episode 7 already.
We just did 6 like 2 days ago.
Hey, we're not recording. We're recording this right before we post this.
Unfortunately, Spencer will not be joining us because of clients. So we got
The bigger, taller, more handsome, more jacked, more cut, more ripped than Spencer, Mike Daddy.
We got
I think he was like Garrett Duckworth.
Michelangelo is here.
But Garrett
Also-
is finally on the podcast.
Yeah, thank you guys.
He was supposed to be our first guest, actually.
Yeah, it's just
We went through like 4
After
people.
so long.
yeah, it's difficult.
We had to work some things
I
out.
have a bad schedule, so it's hard to do things. But I'm glad to be here. I'm happy to be here.
Finally got you here. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we wanted Garrett here because you said in June earlier, it'll be his 10-year anniversary here at Brewhouse Barbell.
Yeah. So I went back and looked. The first video I recorded was June 16th, 2016, and I was squatting. And this was back when the squat racks were like horizontal, like facing that way by the turf. And we only had the Rogue, or the red ones. Like those were the only things you had to squat in here. And it's kind of nuts to watch, I guess, a gym change over 10 years.
Yeah.
And to preface this, I think the gym is in the best spot that it's been in the entire 10 years currently.
That's
I
right.
think the gym's great, and I have virtually zero complaints about it. And I love this place.
This is the person who has every right to
About to
complain.
say, yeah, he literally has been here so long. He's been through the worst and the best.
Yeah, there's been some bad and some good, but mostly it's been rough.
I know you're telling me beforehand, but like I kind of would like to add in like some videos like us and everything if you have those, just to like sprinkle in a little bit of like what the gym was like.
Oh yeah,
whenever you
most
were-
definitely.
Like
I
the
can-
early days.
Yeah, I can find some.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah,
to
some
add
from
in.
way back in the day.
So how would you compare like how Brewhouse looked when you first came in compared to now? When did you come in, Mikey?
2017-ish.
Okay, so you're
Garrett was already here.
So between that and when Mikey came in, how was there any big differences?
Yeah, so the biggest difference, I would say, like from Brewhouse 10 years ago to Brewhouse now, is that now it looks like a gym. Before, it looked like it was a warehouse with equipment in it,
Yeah.
and now it like functions as an actual gym, which is really cool. I think there's probably, like that I can remember, there's been 4 iterations of the squat rack area. I think the one that we've decided on now is the best. I'm really thankful you guys kept those red racks, by the way, because I personally like to squat in those versus a combo, because the combos still kind of scare me a little bit because I'm not used to,
That's fair.
Yeah,
shaky.
Safety thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like the red racks, but we used to have, back in the day, we had I believe 2 benches, 2 platforms, and then 2 squat racks. So now we have like 7 places to squat because you have 5 combos and then 2 red racks,
Yeah.
and then 4 deadlifts,
Yeah.
and then so I mean it's just like night and day difference as far as that. I think also general cleanliness, it's real nice now. It's real
it
nice
was
now.
worse?
It was
Dude, I mean, honestly, like, Claudio, you remember how we were cleaning up the top area
Yeah.
where the AC was?
Oh, bro.
I can't imagine what it was
That was
like.
yeah, so that was just the whole gym. If you wanted your area clean, you would clean it. Otherwise, it was just not. I mean, it would. We didn't have anybody working here. You know, Matt and Megan were the owners, and they just like, you would get your key card or whatever, and the doors didn't work. So the key card was just like an idea, I suppose. And then a suggestion, and then there was no one working. So like, if you didn't come with someone that was already like a member here, you just couldn't sign up. You know, so
Yeah.
If only there was some crazy dude just running around here that could help. And
yeah. Well, we did have a guy, Jay Ashman. He was here for a little bit. He's a real cool dude. He still coaches a couple of people actually, but he was like
That go
kind of
here?
yeah.
Oh,
he was
wow.
like kind of a staff member.
Oh, okay.
For a period of time.
Oh, really?
And then and that was cool.
When did Connor come in?
I think probably 2020.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I feel like that's
Dang,
when Connor.
during COVID is when
Yeah.
he came in, the worst time to be
and
in a gym.
Yeah.
My
This is the only gym open.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was the only gym open.
'Cause there's no one here to say
Yeah.
it's closed.
There's just been so much. I think like Matt and Megan were phenomenal with like it. Like I mean, without them, this place wouldn't exist, which obviously is the most important thing.
Yeah.
And they're really good people, and I really like them. I miss seeing them at the gym. It was cool to see them because they had this really big. She was a doodle of some kind. I think maybe a Bernese Mountain Doodle. Or no, that's their newest dog. Either way, she was a doodle named Izzy, and she would be at the gym all the time. And you could just like throw this like little frisbee she had for her, and she would like run underneath your legs while you're squatting. Like she had no like regard for safety or like her safety or your safety. So there was a couple times like I remember people would be deadlifting and she'd just be like sitting underneath the weight, like as like has it locked out.
It reminds me of whenever Mikey told the story. I don't know if he did on his podcast, on the podcast he was on, of Ashworth.
Yeah, it was when they started bringing the puppy.
Oh, yeah.
One time the puppy walked right over the plate, was just like looking up at it. Like,
and he had to hold it. Yeah.
He was just like, I was like cracking up. He's like, oh, the dog. And I was like, laying on the ground in front of him, just cracking up, dying.
Dude, I brought a puppy here once. It was my dog Cheeseburger when he was a puppy.
He's just a big
I
boy.
brought him here. He's a chunky dude. He was like, he'd play like tug of war with like the straps and stuff.
Hell yeah.
And just go sleep in the cubbies. But he, dude, I couldn't. I was like, I can't. No, I don't know how people can bring a dog here.
See, I get so nervous. Like, Joanna wants to bring my dog here all the time, and I'm like, I get so nervous of like getting in the way of people.
Oh, yeah.
She's so friendly to people.
Yeah.
And like drop the weight on her or something by accident.
My dog,
and
Cheese, just gets so scared. He's so like timid by everybody. And he's huge too. Like he could kill someone if he wanted to. He's like 115 pounds. But and the worst thing was when he's puppy, he would think the turf when we had it was grass, so he'd just piss in it.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? That's cool, but this is not grass.
So that's why Connor had to tell people to quit bringing their dogs, because then you had like 6 people bringing their dogs, and you'd have Addie's dog here, and you'd have Chubbs and like 3 other dogs, and then they started pooping on the turf.
I think like peak dog was whenever we had Venti, Addie's dog and Chubbs all together.
Yeah.
And then,
Chubbs is just humping.
Yeah, he's just humping and
I remember when Connor told people not to bring their dogs anymore, people got real mad at him, and that always like struck me as funny because nobody brought their dog.
Yeah.
Like, but then as soon as Connor was like, "Hey, don't bring a dog up here," they're like, "Guys, I mean, do we want to work out here? They don't allow pets." And it was like, you guys weren't bringing your dog. Like maybe one person would bring a dog. There was a couple service dogs, and those were obviously fine. But like you can't just bring your dog up here because it was just shitting and pissing at
This is like,
so it's
what
like,
happened in this country?
that's actually why we bought Brewhouse, so we can bring dogs back.
Yeah, right. I'm glad.
And get rid of them.
I'm glad we've reinstated the dog
It
policy.
just reminds me of us changing anything in the gym. People are like, "Oh, what are you doing that for?"
Yeah.
I don't want that. I don't like
Yeah.
this
You know
place
what's
anymore.
crazy is when we sold those 2 benches, the only time I heard complaints is when people walk in and they didn't even notice for like an hour in, and they're just like, "Wait a minute, this is terrible," and I'm just like, "You didn't even notice."
My favorite things I put my stuff on. It's gone.
My favorite table.
There's still the seal row.
Yeah,
That's my favorite
Yeah.
table.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I tried to get rid of that, and she was like, "No, I love this thing."
Yeah.
He's like the only person I see ever use
I
it.
see a lot more people use that than those benches. Those benches
Yeah.
were like you just sit on it while you're like deadlifting or something.
Well, at least the seal row has like a special case used for it.
Yeah, like you could easily just go use a combo.
I
or-
would rather replace the benches with a combo so you can bench and squat in it.
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea.
Thank you.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
That's what we really want to do. Oh, dude, I'm
Yeah.
so excited for the plans we have for the gym.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I wanted to ask Garrett, you've been here for 10 years. It's so crazy to think about like all the changes that you've been through. So like, what's one of your favorite things that like the gym has had like improved, I guess, over the 10 years? Or if you could put it into like an item, I guess.
I would say, can I make it more of a ethereal thing, like not necessarily a
That's
physical
perfect.
change?
Yeah.
I would
It's
say it was
better.
the switch from trying to be the west side of the Midwest to like a good community where people can come and enjoy themselves and lift weights and have a good time. The days when we were trying to be the west side of the Midwest were not very fun. That's what people called it, and it was not great.
That sounds like more of a dig than like
Like an
aspiration.
I mean, I was not a fan of it. It was like not a good time. I'm like not a super like sociable person. I think like in most situations, my wife is like extremely social, and I like I just like hang out with her, and then she does like interacts with a lot of people.
Yeah.
So when people were like getting really angry and like slamming weight and like acting like, you know, idiots or like being crazy, I was like, dude, this place sucks. And that's the closest I've come to like leaving. But I actually had a guy I was training with like we were training together, and I stayed because of him, and then he moved to Arizona. So I was like, well, fuck. So then I had to find more people to train with. But I would say that, or probably, probably just like over the years collecting like more equipment. Like I don't personally use the red plates, like the calibrated plates, but I know that everybody does, and those are an awesome thing that we have. Especially for people who are much more serious into powerlifting, you can say like, well, we have calibrated plates, and it seems like we have a ton. I've never seen anyone have like this many calibrated plates. So I love seeing that, and I love seeing like more people get into strength sports. So it's very fun for me to watch people who like, I know like a lot of people that I've met like, 5 or 6 years ago who just started lifting weights, and then I can see them now and they're like improved in so many capacities. And like, it's really cool for me to get to watch other people enjoy something that I enjoy. So I think Brewhouse is a great place that provides that for everybody. Because there used to be a weird, like, not necessarily like a clique, but definitely more of a like, if you weren't hardcore about like if lifting weights wasn't the only thing that mattered to you, there was not a place for you here. And so you had to like, I had to like carve that out myself and find other people who like had lives outside of powerlifting, and make my own like little friend group. But now like seeing how, like you can get like, like regular, quote unquote, regular people can come in here and like not have a bad time. And that's what it's about, in my opinion, because regular people like would not have had fun at old Brewhouse. It's an intimidating place. Like it was an intimidating place, without a doubt. The first time I came here was with this guy named Albert. I saw him. I have a lot of stories about him, but I saw him at Gold's, and he was deadlifting like 495 or something like that. And at the time, like for me, a 315 deadlift was like the coolest thing ever. Like you were the strongest person to ever live. And so I was like, went up and talked to him, and he was like, you should come check this gym out that just opened called Brewhouse. And I was like, all right, like, and in my head, I was like, there's no way I'm going to do this, because that's like so far out of my comfort zone that I was like, yeah, dude, sure. Yeah. I'll go. And then he was like, you're not going to go, are you? And I was like, oh, like maybe, like, and he was like, I'll go with you. And I was like, all right, cool. And so the next morning I showed up here and we like worked out together, and I was like, this is the coolest place ever. And so like without Albert's influence, like I would not have joined the gym. And Albert was like a super inviting, accommodating person, but he was one of two maybe that was like gonna talk to you or be kind to you or anything like that. So
that's how it was when I started coming. I was telling them, I was like, it was very like, did feel clicky and stuff.
Yeah,
and it was
exactly.
For me, it was like, oh, you're not running a bunch of gear, you're not taking it serious,
right.
and stuff. And so it was like, and I didn't understand the West Side thing. My thing is, everyone's like, if your coach is telling you to do conjugate and stuff to be a good power lifter, don't listen to him, because there's a reason nobody does it anymore. None of the top powerlifters today do conjugate. Like you just had Louis Simmons, who kept just upping his numbers every time he would tell a story about breaking his back, and then all of a sudden he deadlifted an 800, and then the next time you watch the interview it was 850 and 900 and 1000. Oh,
this reminds me of the YouTube video where I would just watch it. He just kept changing the number.
I'm like, I watched like in that documentary they did. He changed it like 3 times. I'm like, brother, how much was it?
I'm not going to be good at deadlift unless I put bands around them. And go to RP10 every workout.
Oh, I hate it.
Break my back and then go back and lift again.
It's funny because YouTube been here so long, and you're both still natural.
It's kind of crazy.
That is, we've denied all of the temptation.
We're the outliers.
Not only pressure final bosses.
Right. Yeah. We're not. We've been here for like 10 years and we're still natural, and like we're like some of the only natural people. So it's like hell yeah.
When did you two meet?
Yeah, I was gonna ask that next.
Oh man,
probably right around when you joined.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe a little bit after.
Yeah.
Were you like the new face of just welcoming people?
I don't think at the time I was when Mikey joined.
You were
I think
just like cussing at people.
No, I just didn't talk to anyone. I like was very friendly if you came to talk to me, but I didn't go out of my way to talk to you because I was like really nervous.
I'm exactly the same way.
Yeah.
Too. So we were never.
We probably just like tangentially worked out.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, I'm an introverted extrovert, to where it's like for the first like year you're around me, I'm not going to talk to you. Like I won't initiate conversations. Like most of my friends initiated the first conversation. Most of the girls I dated initiated the first conversation and stuff. But I'm like, once I get comfortable around you, then I'm like super extroverted
Yeah.
and don't shut up and get on your nerves.
I think a couple years after that, there was a guy that came here for a period of time named David, and I believe he's in New Hampshire now. And I like was feeling extra like, I don't know, extroverted. So I went and talked to him, and it was like the first time he was here. And I was just like, hey, I'm Garrett. Like, if you need something, let me know. Like, we have all this equipment, you know. And he like talked to me, and we became pretty good friends. And then like maybe 2 years later, or like right before he moved, he messaged me on Instagram and was like, hey man, like, thank you for coming to talk to me. Like, if you wouldn't have talked to me, I was just going to leave. And so ever since that moment, I have really gone out of my way now to like, if I see a new face or someone I don't know, I will introduce myself and tell them like, if they need something, like, let me know, because like, I know a majority of the stuff that's here because I've been here since its, creation almost. So
do you remember the days of like, someone would come and they'd just be banging on the door?
Yeah.
And there's like, I want to check it out. And so whoever's here, like, I might give them a tour of the place, and they're like, you want to sign up? And they're like, yeah. And so you have them like fill out a waiver, and then they sign, like, just write your credit card number on this piece of paper.
I do
just stick it in the drawer, and you're like, all right, you're good.
yeah.
I'm like, they'll get a hold of you to get you a card.
I found, when I was cleaning up this little desk right here, I found files.
Yeah.
I found Tanner's old paper, and it was just his credit card number written
It
down.
just has all our information like nobody needs.
I was just like, why is this under the
Well,
desk?
so the laptop that we used to use up here, the ThinkPad, so that was mine. So I gave it to Connor. I used it for nursing school. And when I graduated nursing school, I didn't need a laptop anymore. And the laptop we were using previously didn't work, like, at all. And so I gave it to Connor. And so,
straight up just to get those.
well, so I gave the laptop to Connor to use to sign people up. And I remember I've signed up a couple members like on that laptop if Connor wasn't here for whatever reason. But the old days were better.
funny.
Yeah.
It was the paper, and then it was like, yeah, dude, write your credit card information down.
Your credit card number, your phone number, they'll get a hold of you. And it'd be a paper, and it'd be like, John, phone number, credit card number.
Trust me.
That's insane.
Good times.
One thing I want to know is, how does this place stay alive?
Yeah,
Dude,
You told me that you're like, people would make fun of you for paying.
people would make fun of me for paying a membership. Because they're like, dude, the door doesn't even work. Or like when the bay doors were open, people just hop in.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And everybody would make fun of me for paying a membership. And I was like, well, I want to support this place, so I'm going to pay. Also, like, at the time, it was less than like what I would pay at Gold's. I think it still is less than what I would pay at Gold's. So I was like, why are you guys like complaining about paying for this? Like, and so like everybody would be like, oh, did you pay? I was like, yeah, I fucking support my friends
I
in their business. Crazy.
There's like 15 of us,
cons.
15 members total. So I'm like, if we don't pay, like, the gym won't last.
Yeah, it's like, if you think about it, the gym's not gonna stay open. It's like you need people to pay.
I mean,
stay open.
I know that you've donated a lot of equipment.
Yes.
So theoretically, you paid for the lights to stay on. You paid for a lot of equipment.
Yeah.
For the bathroom to have water in.
Whenever
Whenever
we would talk about like people who were potential owners because they have stuff in the gym, my rebuttal to that was always like, I have more money in the gym than he did.
Yeah.
So it was like,
I'm
more of a partial owner of this place, than he was. But I don't know. We probably had 30 members at one point, and like 15 were paying, and then that number of members increased, and the number that were paying didn't. So it was like, I don't know how they kept it alive. Honestly, Matt and Megan probably did some crazy stuff to keep this place going. It was not uncommon for like the OG&E guy to like knock on the door and hand you a notice that the shit was getting shut down.
Yeah.
And I just remember like getting it one time and sent a picture of it to Matt on his cell phone, and he was like, "Damn." He was just like, "Damn." Yeah.
He's like, you were helping us out there.
Well, he was like,
Kevin Hart.
Damn, that's crazy.
He said, "Damn," and then one time he was like, "You want to go half on it?" And I was like, "Yeah, I guess." So
Go half on it. Is
I remember
so
doing that with
wild.
Connor, sending him pictures and stuff, and be like, "Hey, the gas people are here. Like, they want to talk to someone."
That's crazy. He's just like, do you want to half it with Brewhouse? Not me and Brewhouse half it.
those were some fun times though. I loved a couple mornings. I would come in and the lights were off, because off, not like
Electricity.
Yeah, the electricity was shut off.
You go to flip them on, they just don't turn on.
Yeah, and so I was like, all right, I guess I'm just working out in the dark.
Yeah.
So then I'd set my phone up on my flashlight up, and I would do my workout with just the light of my flashlight.
See, now when people complain, an LED light goes out,
Yeah.
and they're like, man, it's too dark. I'm like, now I'm gonna be like, well, Garrett had to work out in the dark.
He literally still
Yeah.
showed up. He spent money when people weren't, and we're making fun
Yeah.
of him, and he's still here.
I was telling them too about people used to just work out in their underwear in the summer.
Yeah.
You'd come in, and them are just over there in their underwear
Yeah.
squatting. I'm like,
Yeah.
So funny.
That was a crazy time. I liked the summer the best because it was just you would walk in and then you'd be like, I at least am a morning person, and so I'm very happy in the mornings. I like waking up and going in, and I would just come in and be in a good mood.
Yeah.
And then I'd get here and I'd be like, what's up guys? How's it going? Everybody dude, this place fucking sucks. It's 1,000 fucking degrees in here. And I'm like, all right. All
So
right.
you guys having a good day?
Yeah.
What's funny is when we got the AC, people are still saying that when it's 80 degrees in here. They're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
my goodness.
Yeah, but it was 110 outside and 120 in here. It's just a steel box.
no air circulation.
No air circulation.
They had that freaking
whatsoever.
Hot box in the gym.
swamp cooler.
Yeah, dude, God, the swamp cooler era was insane. 'Cause they had two of them at the door or at the garage, pointed this way, and then one at the other exit pointing this way. And so for some reason, someone added water to it, so it just made it.
Wasn't it Connor? who did all
It
the
was
crap?
probably
We'll
Connor.
blame Connor.
But it was 100 degrees and 100% humidity. So the swamp cooler just made things so much worse.
That's why that bar in the very back is just straight rust.
Yeah.
You're just crock potting the gym.
Yeah. You'd have the swamp cooler with the humidity.
Yeah.
You got Connor dusting with the freaking leaf blower.
Dude, I remember when I first started interning, he was like, yes, this is a strategy I use to really get the dust out.
Strategy.
And
Sick strategy,
he
bro.
puts the bay door up and starts blowing towards it, and it starts coming back. And he's like, yeah, it usually works. And then we go up to the front desk, and he blows the front desk. And I turn around, I'm picking something, I look back, he's like,
I didn't even
his eyes are bloodshot, and he's just like,
Just all that just
some
some
of
the dust
the-
to settle again.
Some of the stuff we did, improvement wise to the gym too, because it was all just it was member driven. So all those horse mats in the back, we installed.
Really?
Yeah. So it was me and 4 other people.
Oh my
I think
God.
doing it, and it took probably 7 hours.
well, where you guys at? Because we're gonna need some help.
Yeah, we're
soon.
Yeah.
we get a new
So
corner
ever
pretty
since
soon.
that day, I vowed to never work again, ever, because it was probably the worst day of my life installing those horse mats.
That's-
And then there was you remember that huge crack in the back of on the cement
Yeah.
near the comp? That was me, because I was carrying an Atlas stone in, and it was way too heavy, and I dropped it and I shattered the concrete, and so I just rolled the stone out and put the horse mat down. Yeah, and so there's just a hole in the ground. So
God.
instead of doing anything to fix it, we would always just know that there was the hole there, so no one would do overhead there, because they're like, yeah, be careful of the hole.
Makes sense.
You know.
How long has that been since you done that?
It's probably been 6 years.
What?
We
Yeah.
just
Connor,
fixed it.
Connor
Yeah.
didn't fix it.
Yeah.
At all.
No.
Oh my
No.
gosh, that's so funny.
Oh,
We,
yeah.
I was telling Garrett earlier about this morning about how when we were setting up for the soak up, and we had to move all the mats and get the cable extension back there,
Yeah.
and Alec and Seth I told them it was gonna be like Kong versus Godzilla. They were getting so frustrated at each other because they were trying to pull it, and we're just like, yeah, we do this every time the mats. We got to move the mats,
Yeah.
and there's no way around anything in this gym.
Yeah, it was been member driven too, even all the way through the Caleb Frazier era.
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff to where he would call me and be like, "What are you doing Saturday?"
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know, and he'd be like, "We're gonna paint all the walls."
Yeah.
And stuff, and I'm like, "What do you mean?" And he'd be like, "Beer, 6 a.m. and stuff." I'm like, "I don't think so, man." And stuff,
I
but then
wish-
I
I
would
wish we
always
got
show
another
up, and it would just
Caleb
be
Yeah.
something. He always had some task.
I
to
miss Caleb being here. That was the best time ever, because he was just so depressed all the time.
Dude, I know.
He was just so
He
depressed.
still is.
Is
He
he?
just doesn't come to the gym anymore.
Yeah.
Dude, when I first met him because Reese told me to come to the gym.
Oh, Reese.
I knew from college. And I was
That's
like,
a
yeah.
guy.
'cause I was like, dude,
That
yeah.
guy.
That guy can,
That's a guy. That's an
take
all-time guy.
Can take a load on his back.
That's a conjugate guy.
That's a conjugated athlete right
He
there.
never He never got me to equip, dude. As much as I tried, I never did it.
I got my favorite Reese story. I and Caleb. I walk into the back door. Caleb meets me. He comes running up to the door. Me and Ali are walking, and he goes,
Caleb does, by the
hey,
way.
stop. And I was like, what, man? He goes, leave Reese alone today. And I was like, what? And he goes, he's taking it really hard. It's the day Louis Simmons died. He goes, he's taking it really hard.
fuck,
And I
yeah.
said, what do you mean? And he was like, just, and like, he's like, he's been crying the whole day. Okay. And when I come in, he's got his West Side sweats on, his shirt, and it's just sad.
Yeah.
Dude.
I remember like asking Caleb, like, has he ever met him or anything? And he's like, I don't think so, but he watches his YouTube videos.
Yeah, he
He
was,
watched him on
dude, he
YouTube
was
one
a
time.
big West Side guy,
Oh,
dude.
dude.
Because when I first got introduced to powerlifting, it was kind of through him. So I was like, is this all powerlifting like this?
Yeah, that's it.
That's you just put
And
on
then I
equipment
came
he does
here,
for you.
saw OUPL, and I was like, this is two different worlds going on.
Yeah.
My favorite
Yes, it
Reese
is.
thing was he posted on his Instagram one time, and he said, "Didn't think I could handle such a big load on my back." And everybody, I mean, every single member of the gym commented on it and was like, "Dude,
so funny.
caption."
That's so funny.
I remember my favorite thing is whenever there's a guy here who was like beefing with Reese hard, and they just kept beefing over stupid
Yeah,
stuff.
I know who that
And,
is.
yeah, and it was hilarious because I mean I love Reese. I'm good friends with him, but like I was laughing so hard at this dude's story because he was like.
You put on your mech suit.
Yeah, he's like, you need your like Transformer mech suit to be able to.
Beep it out, but who was it?
The
I'll
funniest
cut it
thing
out,
was
but it was.
the funniest
Oh,
thing
yeah,
after
yeah.
that interaction too. One
That's right.
day they were beefing so much back and forth, and then Reese turned around and looked. That's what this is about. It's not. It's bigger than this. He's like pointed at Brewhouse's banner.
Reese is always in high school coach mode.
No, bro.
It's about the family.
Yeah.
Yeah, family.
Freaking,
What do you
yeah,
mean?
I love
It's
Reese.
bigger than us. Points at Brew.
It's like, what do you mean?
Brew home barbell.
Didn't I like quote that or something? I was just like points at banner. Hey, he's loyal though, dude. He's loyal to Brewhouse.
Yeah.
He
Man.
wasn't until he got rid of the what was it?
The
The monolith.
Mono.
Yeah.
And then he's
Top
like,
10
I
worst
like
days
this
of all
place.
time.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I went to Blackwall was because he talked the owner into letting me and Trace get a free day pass to help spot Reese. And his payment back was going to be getting more UCO people to be at the gym.
That didn't work
And
out.
That worked out
did
pretty
not
good.
work out because that was not going to happen with them. That was the only time I went to Blackwall.
Yeah, I remember the
help
day
Reese.
we got rid of the mono. This is what I was talking about earlier. Everyone was like, "Dude, I loved the monolith." It's like, no one used it.
Bro, I hated that
Yeah.
thing
That
so
thing was
much.
so-
Squatting out of it is so
Dude,
bad.
I've squatted on a mono a lot, and
It's the scariest thing ever.
dumbest
Yeah,
thing
it's so.
ever.
The one
I'm
person that
uncomfortable.
loved it was Jace, but then every time Jace would use it, Thompson would come in
Yeah.
and just yell at him.
Yeah.
And then he put a piece of paper on the side one time that said, "Do not use
Yeah.
this if you don't know how." And it was for Jace
Yeah.
and
Well,
stuff. And then
'cause-
someone ripped it down, and Thompson threw a fit about it.
That makes
Wouldn't
more
he
sense.
wouldn't he leave the like hydraulic thing like all the way up? So like you're supposed to like undo it so that it's resting on the pin,
Yeah.
but Jace would just leave it up, so it was like all on the hydraulic thing, and I guess it
Yeah.
was like wearing it out quicker. I don't know. I saw Thompson squat on it a single time, and he squatted 700 with triple reverse bands for a maybe a single. I don't
Yeah.
know, like the highest rep ever, and then like yeah, it was.
The only time, I remember one time he was yelling at Jace, and he was like, he was telling Jace to quit using
Yeah.
it, and he was like, Jace was like, I'm squatting or something, and he was like, Thompson was going by like, I'll still squat 3 times more than you, and Jace was like, do it.
Dude, we need to get Jace on here.
I know.
But dude, yeah, the monorack is so bad because especially like when you want to use it properly, you need someone else there to
Yeah.
like unrack it for you.
Yeah.
I just think it's ridiculous. Even like walking out of it.
It took up so much
that's what I mean.
freaking
It's
space
so
too.
much space. It's where 2 combos are now. Like, it's just ridiculous the amount of space it took up.
It was stupid.
Yeah.
Going back on whenever I first met Caleb, I like show up to the side right here. First of all, Reese was like, "What are you doing in the front? Come to the back."
Yeah, 'cause
and
the
I
back
was just like,
didn't have a
"What
lock.
do you
Walk
mean?"
in.
I was like,
Yeah.
"Don't I have to come to the front?" And he was like, "No, you can go to the back." But I pull up, and then I'm gonna sign up for membership. Door's locked, no one's answering, so I go to the bay door and I climb up, and Caleb's out there with with a cardboard box like going through it. And I was like, "Hey, I want to sign up for membership." He's like, "Oh yeah," and he grabs a laptop. He's like, "Do you have your card?" And like, premium puts my thing in. He's like, "All right, you're good." I was like, At first I was gonna student discount, and I was like, "Do you need to see my ID?" He's like, "Nah." Puts my stuff in. He's like, "All right." He's like, "Here's your key card." And I was like, "Thanks," and then I just never use that key card ever.
Well, because
I still have my key card in my old wallet.
I have my key card as well. Yeah.
Does it work?
I should try it.
I don't think so.
I can set it up.
Yeah, I have my old one.
It's just a blank white card with
Yeah.
no logo or anything.
There was like numbers on the bottom, and you would type those numbers in to the system we used, and that's how you registered a card. So like people would come to me and be like, "Hey, I lost my card. Can you get me a new one?" And at one point, we were supposed to be like, "Yeah, $5 for a card or whatever." But I was like, "That's dumb. I'm never going to do that."
Yeah.
So I would just like sign people up and give them cards out. And like this guy who used to go here named Alex was like, "Can you give me one for me and my girlfriend?" And I was like, "Yeah, does your girlfriend have a membership?" And he's like, "No." And I was like, "Oh, does she want one?" And he was like, "No." And I was like, "Well, why does she need one?" And he was like, "Well, like just in case she wants to like come in." And I was like, "Okay, yeah."
It's like, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Sure,
I didn't think about that.
You got me.
Yeah. So I just made him a card, but
That's so
yeah.
fun.
Yeah, those cards were, because when I was honored to use the old system. It was so, because it's not like Gym Master is connected, your key card is connected to your membership. This is a completely different system. And so there's times where it would glitch or not work, and the door would just be unlocked forever.
Yeah.
And you'd have to like grab the white key card, slam it against the thing, hope it triggered, run back to the computer, see it, put the person's name in, and then go back and just see if it's activated. And then it was just like, it was a mess. And they would take it and then just go to the back door.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and then Connor would be like, "Hey, can you order more key cards?" And it's like $300 for like 50 key cards. And I was just like, dude, you gotta change this.
Our new system is so much better.
Well, that's like why people were like, "Oh, it's too much of a hassle to set up, so I'm just not going to pay."
Yeah.
I was always like, "All right, I mean, like morally, I disagree with you, but like, sure, do whatever you want."
There was a time where I think it was like I was just about to intern, so I didn't really care about it. But I got an email that my card is about to expire. My card expired, and I need to change my card info for like MindBody or whatever. And I was just like, I ain't doing that.
Yeah, no way.
And I kept coming for the last 2 months without paying until my internship.
I know people that still go here that didn't pay for like 2 years like that because they're like, I changed my cards and no one ever reached out to me.
Because you get in, when I got in the system to look up people who
There's
card
so many.
canceled, there's so many people
Oh my God.
that when you're looking for like they don't even go here. When you're looking for the person who it is, you're just like, this is too much.
Yeah.
And then you just see the guy who owned this room, who had this room at the time, just his name all over, all his sublease totals that he never paid.
Dang.
And I was
Yeah, that
like,
one killed
dude.
me.
Yeah.
Seeing all the times that he just did not pay.
I'm glad you wore the shirt. I was telling them about the shirt when I was on.
the original shirt.
Yeah, I was like, I think
Seriously, like whenever
Yeah, it was like one of the first shirts that Brewhouse made. On the back, it says, it's a review from one of our Google reviews.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it says,
Sure.
it says like, I'm surprised they're not doing steroids in the bathroom, giving it 2 stars for pretty good equipment. And I was like, all right, yeah. So we like love that, and so we put it on a shirt. I've told Connor to re-release it.
We need
people
to.
ask to all the time.
Yeah,
we will once we
Yeah.
do our.
because I think it's funny. Like
we're
it's
supposed to do more merch in like the springtime. So
yeah, and this is like the one I got all those years ago, and it's like the only shirt for some reason that's held up all these years. Like an old Comfort Colors fits me wonderfully. Like it feels great.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know why this Brewhouse shirt of all of
Yeah,
them.
I think you,
is
me, and
the-
Jalen are like the only 3 that have that
Yeah,
one too. I posted
yeah.
on the Brewhouse story one time and stuff, and everyone was like, "Run it back! Like we need these
Yeah,
again."
it's
So-
good. It's a good shirt.
I
It's
think we
funny.
actually have to.
yeah,
Yeah.
we probably will.
I was telling
do
Jack, I was like, you need to write a bad review that makes it sound really good, and then we'll put it on a shirt.
Yeah.
Just fake it.
Yeah.
But I mean, to this shirt's credit, like people were doing testosterone in the bathroom.
Yeah.
I mean, probably like testosterone was the least
Yeah,
impressive thing they were doing in the
they
bathroom.
probably saw someone like shooting up their friend while that person's
Yeah.
like snorting coke off
Yeah.
the sink.
Yeah. So we had I brought sharps containers up here at one point because there was so many like used needles in the bathroom. And I was like, I wanted all my friends to be safe, so I brought a safe disposal of the syringes.
People would have their kids running around
Yeah,
up here.
I know.
Insane.
Or like the
You see the kid just like
Stabbing people in the
Dude's just like, I
ankles.
can't read. And he has a-
yeah, he has his kid pinning him. Yeah, yeah.
I remember I tried to look up that Google review, and as I was scrolling, like I found it, but then like right above it, I saw this another 1 star, and I was like, why didn't they put this on a shirt? And it was like Oh man, I'm trying to remember. Some lady was trying to. She was like, "I've been trying to cancel for 4 months." The owner will just give me some half-ass answer, and I've been charged. I'm about to seek out legal action.
Oh my god.
And I was just like, "Who is this lady?"
You know what's funny? That was common though because when I first started coming here, a friend had signed us both up under the same account and was just doing like a couples thing. And when they went to cancel it, that's what they couldn't get a response, and they kept saying like, they had to actually threaten that too. Like, do I need to get legal counsel because I'm trying to cancel for 6 months and you won't cancel it?
So that's how the gym stayed afloat, by the way.
I mean, that's just like how most gyms stay afloat. Like Crunch and all those gyms, they want you to be on there and be like, it's only like X amount of money.
Yeah.
You know, I don't gotta worry
So
about
I'd rather just keep paying monthly and get back to it later
Yeah,
than pay all
yeah,
this
exactly.
now.
I remember at one point, like, when I was trying to first get, like, all the OU kids to start coming here, I was telling Connor, I was like, we need to raise spots for the wall for all these new people that are going to come. And Connor I'm like, who's this person? Like, Bill, never met a Bill. I've been coming here, like, and Connor, oh, no, they're still paying. And I'm like, well, when they've been here last? He's like, I don't know. I think they moved to Connecticut or something,
They're
but
still paying.
there's cards on file. And so, but it was like that for every other square. Connor, like, no, not that one. I'm like, Connor, we can't be sentimental about some chalk squares.
They're paying real estate for their car.
There's somebody that doesn't even come here, and they wrote their name like in paint.
Yeah.
So we can't get it out.
Yeah, we have to.
Ruin that square.
She came one day.
Hell yeah.
Got like a marker, like a paint marker, paying
not
her
even-
her like terrible numbers, and now I have to get black paint and go over it. So she's banned. I'm never going to come back again.
Ruined it. We have to paint over it now. So.
What was I gonna say?
Well, I want to ask you, Garrett, too. What is the craziest thing that's happened to you at Brew?
If someone
if you have a moment, that'd be like.
Yeah, so
Very Christian.
there's a couple things that stand out, but I want to preface this. Albert is the guy I'm going to talk about. He has passed away, and he was a phenomenal person. So the story that I'm going to tell is a little bit like, you might think of Albert as being like, I don't know, like he was like insane.
I'm sorry to cut you off. It just reminded me because he had access to the Instagram and it was just
Yeah,
I was telling him about that. I was like, I took over the Instagram and it was just porn. I remember it like infiltrated my and Connor's personal pages to where like I would go to my explore page and it's just porn. And I'm like, I remember going back to Connor and I'm like, why does the page follow all this porn? And he goes, I'll be used to do that and I just never unfollowed them all. And I was like, what?
Connor liked it.
it just reminded me so much when you mentioned
That is a great story because he just like followed a bunch of porn, and then I remember one time he was showing me the Brewhouse thing, and I was like, "Do you DM people off of the Brewhouse account?" He was like, "Fuck yeah!" And so he showed it up, and he's he's DMing all of these like sex workers, like just like, hey, if you're ever in Oklahoma, come on down. But anyways, he like
come get a pump.
phenomenal person. I wouldn't have joined the gym without him, and he meant a lot to a lot of different people. And so like, I don't want you to think like this is in any way like trying to condemn his actions or anything like that. Right. He's a very near and dear friend of mine, but. There was a day that I was in here and he showed up and I was like, "What's up, man?" And he was like, "Oh, I just got out of the hospital." And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Like, what's going on?" And he still had his hospital bracelet on. And he was like, "Yeah, I got a staph infection." And I was like, "Oh, damn, dude, I'm really sorry to hear that. Like, I'm glad you're better." And he was like, "Well, I'm not necessarily better." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he was like, "Well, I checked myself out against medical advice because I had to squat."
Oh my god.
And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah, look at my back." And he takes his shirt off and he has this abscess on his back that is like leaking, like staph infected, like leaking. And he was like, "You think this is going to impact my squat?" And I was like, "I mean, I guess like it depends on where you put the bar." And so he did. He came to the gym with a staph infection and an open wound, and he squatted 770 for a double. And then he was like, "Yeah, I'm going to skip accessories and go back to the hospital." And I was like, all right, man, like, good luck, you know? And he was like, "Yeah, I'll probably get another day of antibiotics, but I have to bench, so I'll probably just come back to bench." So that was like one of my favorite Albert stories.
That is
Staff Barbell.
Were you a nurse at this time?
I was. Yeah. And I was like, "Hey, I strongly advise you not to do any of this. Like, it is in your best interest to not do any of this."
It is in our best interest.
Yeah, and I was like, also, you have an open wound with a staph infection
At the time when there's no one cleaning the gym. Little me probably just came in after he left and was like, "Oh, I'm going to squat. This bar's set up."
And he brought supplies from the gym, and so I like dressed his his wound, like because he was like warming up and the dressing fell off and he's got this open wound that's bleeding. And he's like, "Would you mind like before I go for my top set?" And I was like, "Yeah, I guess." So I taped it up and like he did his like 770 or whatever. He was squatting for a double and just fucking crushed it and then re-racked it. And like he was wearing a white t-shirt and it was just stained with blood on the back. And like and I was like, man, like once again, like maybe don't check out to bench. Like maybe just like stay there for a week to get your antibiotics. And he was like, well, I can't miss a week of training. And I was like, well, staff, you know, I mean,
West Side.
yeah.
That is pretty West Side.
I couldn't imagine like the zombie virus that could have came out of
Dude,
blood.
I'm
dude.
telling. I say this all the time. There is a like we are all like patient zero of some horrific contagion outbreak.
It was
And
like during
has-
COVID, no one here was getting COVID at all, and I was like,
because we're built
our immune
different.
systems
Yeah.
have been through so
Yeah.
much worse.
Another good story was Albert used to be the one that would like get everybody their testosterone at the gym, and he would make it. Right, so he would get the testosterone,
chemist.
and then he would, a chemist, and he would get, he would get the testosterone, and then he would reconstitute it at home. And I was asking him about like his sterile process, right? Because this is like should be sterile. And he was like, "Yeah, I use my bathtub."
Yeah.
And I was like,
I was
like,
say
dude,
that.
what do you mean by you use your bathtub? And he was like, well, I clean it good, and then I mix up all my testosterone in my bathtub. And I was like, that's not good. And then he was like, well, he was like, yeah, the vials came out weird this time. And he takes out the vial of the test, and it's like, I mean, it is like yellow, like it is,
Oh my
it is dark yellow with pieces of sediment
my
at the
God.
bottom.
No.
So like these like black specks, brown specks at the bottom, and so I don't know. I didn't try it.
It's a test.
Missed
crystal.
opportunity. Yeah.
Just imagine.
But
Just Captain America.
apparently that one was the best testosterone that anybody has had at the gym. Like
super
everyone,
serum.
no, everyone that was taking it was like all our numbers went up from this like Albert's like
my
bathtub brew. Everything went up from
That's why it's called Brewhouse
Yeah,
Barbell,
yeah.
It's called
guys.
Brewhouse.
from Albert's
we need
bathtub.
to come out. We need to.
That would be a
we need
sick
to-
little like side logo and
Yeah.
T-shirt.
Yes.
We need to
bathroom
find
brew.
just the new
That's
Brewhouse
okay.
bathtub. while
Yeah.
That'd be our
Yeah.
pre-workout. It's just gonna be bathtub brew.
I just picture like an old bathtub's got some rust in the bottom.
Yeah.
Like rust flakes are getting in the little
brew
bottle.
bath water.
Well, it was like, and also just the color. Like I looked at the color and I was like I know what testosterone should look like, and this is not it. I was like, did you use fucking olive oil like to reconstitute it?
Spicy
Like, what the
testosterone.
fuck is going on? Or like you would talk to him about like what he was doing that weekend or whatever, and he'd be like, yeah, Insane Clown Posse's in town, so I think I'm gonna go to an Insane Clown Posse concert. And like obviously like normal people don't listen to Insane Clown Posse. Probably cut this part out because I'm going to
Okay.
talk about using meth.
Okay.
Normal people don't listen to Insane Clown Posse, and so he would come back and he would look like shit like the next day or whatever. And I'd be like, dude, what did you do? And he was like, oh, dude, like when you're at an ICP concert, you have to do a little meth. And I was like,
You just gotta.
You get a
I was
little
like, dude,
brother.
you don't have to. You can say no to doing the little bit of
I
meth.
can't.
Yeah,
Not when you're at an ICP concert, baby.
but yeah, that was a good one.
So funny.
Yeah, there's been a lot of like really, really good stories that have come out of here.
You told me one that was kind of crazy
Which one?
about
Oh,
like,
no.
the shower or something.
Oh, wait, what shower? The one we have now?
Is it the shower or the bathroom?
Yeah, I'll give
you
you-
did something.
I was
there
curious-
while you were here.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. I was at the gym at like 11 one night because I was like got off work late or whatever, and I had a shitty day, so I like wanted to go to the gym. And he was here, and I was like, "What's up, man?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm just waiting for my girl to get here." And I was like, "Oh, are you guys like gonna do something?" And he was like, "No, we're probably gonna go to the back and have sex." And I was like,
The back of the
"Yeah, it was in the back of the
Oh.
gym." And I was like, "Oh, do you not have an apartment? Like, do you not have a place to go?" And he was like, "Well, it's like 20 minutes back to my apartment and only 10 minutes here, so I figured it would be easier to just go here." And I was like, "You know what? I can't argue with that." So then I like did my little workout, and I was like sitting there talking to him, and then this girl, his girlfriend, showed up, and she was like, "Hey, nice to meet you." I was like, "Hey," and then he was like, don't skip your accessories on me. You know, we'll be in the back, but like you can still get your workout in.
What?
And I was like, nah, man, like
I'm gonna leave.
Yeah, I'm gonna go home. Like
I don't think I want to be here.
I'd have been back there like,
I was like, I got a pretty good pump in. Like,
Imagine you hear like a spot PR and you're just like, they're clapping.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy.
they're so happy for me. But yeah, that was a good one. There's been a lot of like,
Way before we took over, by the way.
yeah, this was
yesterday.
the dark times.
This is
It was
literally
actually
last week.
yesterday.
Dark times
Yeah,
were
Garrett was
removed.
getting talked to last week.
Yeah. There's a lot of good. I mean, so being a nurse, like, and working at a gym or working out at a gym, people send you a bunch of like health questions, which is totally fine. I'm totally happy to answer them, as long as you don't just send me a picture of your wiener that you've just smashed between two bumper plates
Oh my god.
with no context on Facebook Messenger.
I'm like, was that me? Because I have done that. I like smashed mine between the bumper plates and bruised it.
No.
And I had a friend who was a nurse, and she was like completely like medically, can you send me a picture so I can look at it? And I was
No.
like, seems a little sus, sure.
This was a like, you know, it's like so and so added you on Facebook. I was like, oh, dude, cool. I like him. He's cool. And then it was like message, like
just
you got a message, and it was just his dick.
It's just me.
Yeah, it was just his dick, and I was like, what? And he was like, hey, help me, in all caps. And I was like, what is going on? And he was like, I smashed it between the bumper plates. Do I need to go to the ER? And I was like, no, you don't. You're gonna be fine. And he was like, okay, do I need to send you update pictures?
What?
And I said, no.
He's like, Garrett, just look at my wiener.
Yeah.
please."
Yeah,
Garrett,
wanting you
please.
to
Yeah. So I would get some of those. I still get some of those.
Huh?
Some not quite dick pics anymore, but a lot of like.
Okay.
It's just Brewhouse members are just like, Garrett, please.
Yeah.
You
I'll-
get like one little taste of what girls
Yeah.
just get all the
Yeah,
time.
no kidding. Right. I get a lot of like health concerns from some of the like, you know, enhanced lifters that we have at this facility, you know, which
That's so
totally
funny.
Here,
fine.
my
Yeah.
ears
I
burn.
wanted
It's
to
just
ask.
go
My
back.
ears burn. So, because I remember the black couch that used to be here.
Oh yeah, the casting couch.
How long had that been here?
That had been there since I joined.
He's like, that's my
Oh my
couch.
God.
That was a relic
I
of the
brought
gym.
that in. That's
Yeah.
why it's called the casting.
I have taken a couple good naps on that couch.
It was comfy.
It was so comfy.
It was great.
But it smelled,
It smelled
so
awful.
bad.
It smelled horrible.
That's why you had to keep it by the bay door.
Yeah.
Air it out all the time.
I told them that I used to do. Me and this guy Trace used to come here. We used to do food reviews on that couch with protein cookies.
Oh, that's gonna be the worst thing ever. Just smelling that, and you're like, is this the cookie? Is this the
I'm like,
shake?
yeah, this
You,
cookie
you
has
drop a
some kind of-
crumb, you go dig for it.
It just sinks into the couch.
Yeah, that couch. Yeah, I know.
Albert was probably wanting to use the couch, and he's like, "God, Garrett's here.
so
We'll stay
I mean,
in the
he
back."
was. That was like where he normally would have sex with people.
Yeah.
Was on that couch.
That's why it's the casting.
Yeah,
couch.
that's why it was the casting couch. That was a good. I like that couch. I was a little. I will say I was a little bit upset when you guys got rid of it
It was
because it was an icon.
We never. It was Caleb.
It was.
It was Caleb.
It was
Yeah.
Okay.
Connor.
It's Caleb and
Misplaced
Connor.
then.
That's
Fuck,
yeah. We
fuck
me
those
and Claudia
guys.
took the last picture on it. I was
Yeah.
sitting outside
Yeah.
of it, and Claudia was
Yeah.
sitting on the middle of it.
Yeah,
I would have fought for that couch to stay here.
me and my friend Toan actually made the new seats.
Or the benches.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
replaced
And then
them.
this casting couch is from Chase.
Yeah, Chase.
Yeah.
Chase gave this one.
We need
Yeah.
a casting
They were clients.
futon.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, and you know this one's clean because Chase gave it when he was in his "Women Are Terrible Distractions"
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
age. So he was like,
16.
"No, I'll never have a girl sit on my couch."
He was like, "Yeah, I lost my virginity on this couch." I was like, "No, you didn't." He's like, "Yeah."
Yeah, you got me.
He's definitely watching this.
Yeah. Chase has asked me too many questions about how to do things when this
Yeah.
couch was already in here. So
Yeah.
He's an inexperienced little boy.
yeah.
Yeah. What's it taste like?
Now
That
imagine
was a
Chase
great
had
comment.
the casting couch knowledge was here. Like it being here was just like giving everyone the wisdom of West Side.
Yeah. The
Just
wisdom
going
of
into
West Side.
brains.
The wisdom.
I will say, like the strength level of this gym has definitely gone up since we've like switched over. There was like back in the day, obviously Albert was a freakishly strong human.
Mm-hmm.
I think he competed at 220, and he had like above a 2K total.
Yeah.
That's
And
nuts.
he was nuts. There's a couple other like super strong guys, but one of the cool things about being here so long is seeing how strong some of the younger guys are, like Chase and Dylan and Tanner. It's remarkable. Like I remember I met Tanner when he was 14. I think he was 14 in the gym, and
He was either 12 or 14 when he first came
yeah,
here.
I was talking to him and I was like, you're a child. Like you're a child, and you're so much stronger than me.
And he was still driving himself. He'd like, pull
Yeah.
up in a car. I'm like, I remember asking him, who drove? He goes, I drove it. I'm like, what?
That's so funny.
And Tanner's, yeah, it's just crazy.
That's very Brewhouse though of him to do that.
Yeah, it seems like it fits everything. It's starting to line up a
Yeah.
lot more now. Why he likes this place too.
And then I remember too, like we'd be having like a normal conversation, like at the gym, and then somebody would start talking about some unhinged shit, and I'd be like, guys, Tanner's 14. You know,
Yeah.
like we got to like dial it back. And he was always like, no, you guys don't have to censor yourself for me. And I was like, Tanner, we do have to,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
actually.
You're still a child.
Do y'all remember the Goblin Juice pre-workout? There's just this tub of pre-workout, and everybody would just throw in random scoops into this.
There were
mixed
like
tub.
little pellets of like something in
Pellets.
there.
There was like a salt nose
Oh, yeah,
capsule
it
in there a
was
couple
the-
times. And like,
Seth
people,
put his lead in it.
it was like just mixed up, and Caleb would use it every day, and then he would get sick all the time. And like I remember he drank it one time and just started throwing up or something, and I was like, quit using that. And he was like, I can't. I've got to go Goblin mode. Green Goblin mode.
Goblin mode.
You know that Green Goblin mode song on the album? Going Green Goblin mode.
Is that why his
Caleb on the
box said for the
podcast.
longest time just going Goblin
Yeah.
mode?
We need to have
He'd be like,
Frazzle.
I want to bring that back too.
That'd be so fun having Frazzle on here. We should get him on here.
Yeah.
Oh, we
man.
should.
If he
'Cause
ever
I
will
generally don't
do
know
it.
him that well, so I would like learn a lot.
Like there's
about
been
him.
a lot of like just dumb things with him too. Like or just as I haven't been here like crazy long, but just the immediate like meeting him, I was like, okay, he's a, he's a cool guy, but a little weird.
Yeah, and he did a lot for the gym for free.
Yeah,
so,
dude,
he did
so
a ton
much.
a
for free.
lot.
like the mural
Yeah.
and like
the
just
bands
cleaning.
where they are right now, you haven't messed
Yeah.
with that since he did it.
Yeah, he was good. Caleb was good for the gym.
He was great.
Did it all for free.
Yeah, he did it all for
We
free.
needed
He did it for the love of the game.
Well, that's the thing. Like, we couldn't, like, you can't afford to pay him.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's how Brewhouse has survived off
Yeah.
the
I
backs
mean, that's
of,
kind of like what Pico.
good
Did you know?
people.
Did you know Pico? Have you ever met Pico?
I don't think so.
He used to come here real late then, but he did like that whole back dumbbell area. That was me, Stetson, and then he did like he repaired the walls for us,
Oh,
built that
damn.
little room for the water cooler.
Yeah.
He did like a ton of stuff, and he put that net up there.
Yeah.
And there's a ton of stuff he had planned to do. He was gonna weld us a new deadlift jack,
That's
but
so
he
cool.
never got around to it. But yeah, he did it all for like one free month membership.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He loves the love of the game for sure.
Yeah, that's how that's how a place like this has to survive.
Yeah.
Is-
We had to get
is
Jackie
the-
to fire Caleb or something.
Yeah, he needs
Get him
to come
back, yeah.
Come
Yeah.
back here.
Get him fired.
back here.
Get him fired from a good
I'm gonna start some
paying
rumor
job.
about it. Like,
Really gonna be an intern.
Well, that's the like. Speaking of Jackie and like the strongman, I was talking about this morning. Like our strongman Saturdays back in the day used to be like somebody would find something cool and heavy, and then we'd take turns trying to lift it. So like because we didn't have any equipment, we had no strongman equipment.
I was
really.
about to say, yeah, I was gonna ask about the equipment stuff, so I was curious.
unless like Mark, who doesn't go here anymore, unless he would bring something. So we'd be like, someone would be like, oh, dude, I found this big rock. You guys want to try to lift it? And we'd be like, yeah. And then we'd all go out there, take turns trying to lift it. Or we had one axle bar at the time.
Yeah.
And so if anyone was doing anything with an axle bar, we would go in like a circuit of 6 or a cycle of 6. So it'd be like one person would go, the next person would go, the next person would go. And that's how we just like did our little workouts.
was it that
But-
chrome one?
Yeah. Yeah, the shitty
that
silver
the one that's, like, super
yeah.
bent?
Yeah. One that's fucked.
I remember coming in all the time. People would like literally be doing whiskey and deadlifts.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's a Wednesday night.
Yeah. Are you guys not employed? So like going on equipment. So I have purchased a lot of equipment for the gym. The Rogue Log has probably been my best purchase because that one gets used like every day.
Yeah.
And that's been good. And then the crash mats that we had before they exploded, those were mine.
every time.
The reverse hyper I bought. And then I bought like a bunch of other strongman stuff that got broken. And that was like my biggest thing was I bought a circus dumbbell and I brought it up. So I'm like super lazy, right? So I just had it shipped to the gym because I didn't want to deal with it. And so I came up here to like use it the next day and it was already warped. Like it was already bent. Like it lasted like less than 6 hours. And that kind of like, I was like, okay, I'm not, But yeah, the equipment here is, I mean, it's phenomenal. Like I don't get why, I don't understand why people complain about not having like their niche little like, I don't know. Maybe it's like people. Maybe if you're like, I'm not that strong, so maybe it would help me get stronger. But like, I don't think having like a new like dumbbell pullover or not a dumbbell pullover, like an actual pullover machine,
Yeah.
is gonna be the key to like unlocking your 2K total.
It's for sure.
One thing we ask everyone we have on here is what's one piece of equipment you'd like for Brewhouse to get?
So the only thing I can think of that I would like the gym to get is like the axle bars, the metal axle bars that we were talking about earlier. Like they make like 70-pound axles.
Okay.
That like don't break as easily or warp as easily as the Rogue ones. And that would really be it. Everything else is like I'm not going to ask you guys to buy my stupid niche strength sport equipment that I'm going to use for a 12-week prep and then never touch for the next year.
Or like a certain pec fly that you can kind of...
I don't know. I mean, a certain pec fly might actually...
Everybody would use the chest fly.
I wish that the gym had a chest fly.
Yep.
Thank you. All right. That's 2 votes. That's
No,
2 votes.
It's good to hear like what you guys want though. It's like the whole point. Too,
No, I
having on
think
the guys.
I honestly can't think of anything. Maybe the stronger axle bar would be cool just because I would say like that's a piece of strongman equipment that gets used regularly. Same thing with a log. So that's why like I spent extra to get a good log because like I knew it's going to get used, and it's the same one that I bought. It's like bent a little bit like on the sides, but obviously like you have people like Seth and Alec who are going to go over 350 pounds on it. It's going to get warped. But like I have personally never been like, I need X piece of equipment in order to do it. Like even back in the day, I think we're just in a good spot with everything. I would definitely say like we have dumbbells up to like 120, and then there's the adjustable dumbbells, which I don't use because it seems
Nobody uses
Nobody,
them.
yeah.
That was the worst purchase in this gym's history.
But dumbbells up to 120 is fine. Like I don't have a problem with that. We have a ton of calibrated plates, like I was talking about earlier. That seems like a huge bonus for all the powerlifters that we have. And then with the strongman stuff, we have all the bars that you need, all the equipment that you need, and like really good quality bumper plates and really good quality stuff. So I don't know. I'm not super picky, but I think we're doing a great job.
I don't think we even have any needs. It's just
Yeah.
what are nice to haves.
Yeah.
But
I will say the leg extension, having the little deal that you adjust it with, that's pretty
pliers
OG.
that I put
Yeah,
in there.
that's pretty OG. OG Brewhouse.
I kept the original pad just because I didn't have the heart in me to throw it
Yeah,
away.
you can't. You
And
can't.
It's like in the supply closet, and it literally has like leg indentions with
Yeah.
duct tape.
Well, so that was the thing. Like, it told you where to put your legs because there's indentions on it. So if
so
anybody didn't know
hard
how to use it, yeah.
There's no good.
There's none.
Steel.
It's just the steel bar.
if you
Yeah.
tried to go
Steel.
anything heavy on there, you would just hurt. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. And I think you guys are doing a great job with the direction the gym's going. I'm very pleased with it. Like it's a cool thing to watch it, continue to grow and continue to be something that I am really glad that I've stuck around for 10 years for. It's
Yeah.
cool. It's really cool to be a part of a gym like this. It's crazy that I've been here 10 years.
Yeah.
I think
That's insane.
Yeah, it's really
Kinda
cool
nuts.
to see like just how the gym has changed
Yeah.
for you. It's dang.
I know, and like, it's in the gym is in the best spot it's ever been in. And if anyone tells you that it's not, they haven't been here, because this is the best spot the gym has ever been in. Like community wise, equipment wise, everything wise, cleanliness. I'm probably not going to get a staph infection working out here. That wasn't the case back in the day.
You're not gonna see red poke on the bar.
yeah.
blood.
You're probably immune to all diseases.
I am, yeah, without a doubt. And I probably have some inoculating in me that are just like unheard of, But I
You
think,
haven't evolved yet to
Yeah,
get sick
yeah.
from it.
but I think the takeaway is like, like what like has kept me at the gym for 10 years has been like the people that come here. It's a cool place. I have made like lifelong friends from this place, which is cool because it's a gym. I was talking with JC. JC has been here actually about the same time that I have. He's a morning guy, so he only really comes at like 4 or 5 a.m. To work out. And he was talking about how like, most people have like 2 places, and it's work and home. And then the gym can be a third place. But oftentimes like the third place, a place that's not work or home isn't something that you necessarily look forward to. But I'm thankful that my third place is some that I always look forward to going to.
Yeah.
The gym. Like I'm always excited to go to the gym. I have, I train with Danny now, who Danny's a new guy. He joined maybe 2.5 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I saw him doing yoke. And so I was like, I went back to whenever I was talking to David, and I was like, or not David. Yeah, David. And I was like introducing myself. So I was like, I'm going to go introduce myself to this guy. And then he started talking about Dune. And I was like, dude, Dune's sick. and then we became friends, and now we train every morning together. Like,
Do you play Dungeons and Dragons with him?
no, I don't play D&D
Okay.
with Danny. No, I haven't gotten any of my D&D friends to come to the gym yet. That's still something I'm working on. But it's like there's cool people you meet here, and it's an awesome place. And I'm very appreciative of you guys.
I watched
'Cause
a video the other day about like that, and it was talking about back in the 80s and 90s, you go to the gym and everybody knew everybody. Everybody talked to everybody, and now they were talking about like now when you go to a gym, like nobody talks to anyone.
Yeah.
Like everybody's scared to be in a video or like just scared to approach people. But I was like, here's like one of the few places where it's like you still come and everybody knows everybody and talks. And
I think over the 10 years, we've weeded out a lot of the bad eggs that were here. Because there were a bunch. I'm not going to say a bunch. There were a couple that were really bad and not conducive to the place that like I wanted to see the gym at. And so I'm glad that we have, parted ways with them and like made a place that's accommodating and hopefully a comfortable environment for everybody to train and get a good workout in.
Are there any still here?
Maybe. No, I don't think so. I'm also pretty isolated because I like only work out with Danny and the morning crew, which is like, Danny, Seth, sometimes if he's not working, and then Gage, and then Zach now too. See, Zach is a new guy we've added to our little merry band in the morning.
Zach will come in sometimes around 1 or 2, depending, but yeah, I remember when he first came in, I already talked to him a whole lot when he first came here,
But Gage is somebody who like, he's a good friend of mine now, and I would never have interacted with him in my normal life.
Gage is the only shower user.
Yes, the only shower user at Brewhouse, and he doesn't wear shower shoes,
Brave.
which I think is
Brave.
like
That's
nefarious.
very brave.
So brave.
Yeah.
especially because someone was peeing in it for so long, where they had to put a sign on there that said "Stop peeing in the shower."
Dude, he would shower there before I cleaned it.
Yeah.
So it was when there was a bunch of leaves,
It was
dirt, a
so bad.
trampoline, someone's gym bag, a bunch of dust and dirt. It was like
Little bit
I
of
thought I was
piss.
gonna die when I
A
cleaned
lot
it.
of bit of piss.
I thought I was gonna die.
Connor was like, "Can't believe we have to put a sign up here that says stop peeing in the shower." He's like, "There's no I'm rinsing it out. You're just peeing. Just leave it."
Didn't even leave the water on.
And then it was like I started watching, and I'm like, it'd be like 6 o'clock, and I would see a lot of people that would just like look around and like open that door and go in the bathroom, like in the shower, and then come out for like 2 minutes later. I'm like, "What are you doing in there?"
They're gonna hate whenever we put a sauna in that place.
Dude,
Don't be in the sauna.
I'm telling you, if you guys get rid of the shower, Gage is gonna leave. You can't get rid of the shower. Gage is my boy.
We have a second shower in the storage room, just like make a path for him to walk in.
yeah, just keep
That's
it for
what we're
him.
saying, yeah.
We
Keep
just
it for
haven't.
him.
Yeah, we need to get rid of the storage room.
We'll put the
actually.
sauna in with the shower so you can be in the sauna while you shower.
Yeah.
Yes,
There you
there
go.
you go.
And then it's a wet sauna. You
Easy
get the
Say
steam.
people can piss in the sauna. Yeah, people are gonna start pissing in the
They're like,
sauna.
it'll dry up.
It'll evaporate.
They just pee on the wood, and they're like, "Oh, just sweating a lot."
Yeah, we're just covered in pee.
I'm glad. No, now I see why Matt and Megan did not come back.
Yeah. I will
Megan was probably tired of cleaning people's pee every Sunday. She
No, every Sunday that Megan would come up here, the first thing she would do is clean everything. She would like clean the bathrooms, take the trash out, do all that stuff. And I remember it was like she would go into the bathroom and just come out and look like she'd aged 40 years. With all the shit
Terror on her
Yeah,
face.
We still find shit on the walls.
Like, unironically, we found shit on the wall.
I'm gonna blame Seth.
Yeah.
Maybe Seth probably like she went in there and cleaned the bathroom, and Seth went in there and probably just blew it up
Yeah.
right after. And they're like, "We're done." So,
He walks in, he's like, "Yeah, you do not want to go in there."
I didn't realize how bad it was in the bathroom until I started owning the place. I was like, why is there shit on the wall?
Shit and blood. Shit and blood on the walls.
Yeah, I was like, how is
Yeah.
this possible?
Yeah.
How are they letting this go everywhere?
yeah.
There was a guy, I don't know who he was, but he came in the other morning and he took a shit in the far bathroom, clogged the toilet, and didn't do anything about it. And I was like, you motherfucker, there's a plunger in the fucking
super
shower.
plunger.
Next to it.
We
Yeah.
have a super plunger for that. Just
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And he was like, yeah. Like, I'm supposed to agree. Like,
Protein hits, huh?
He's like, damn bro,
check out this log, bro.
When does the staff get here?
A little surprise.
Got something for them.
I come in just tired as shit to give someone a tour.
Yeah. Here's the bathroom.
You don't show up the bathrooms.
Here's
They're
the
like,
bathroom.
are they bathrooms here? Yeah, just don't worry about it right now.
Under
They want to know.
construction.
No, Austin, who's one of Spencer's clients who trains here, he does bodybuilding. He's a plumber, and he said he'll do anything for us. So he'll clog any toilet he needs to.
Dude, yeah.
Or do any of that plumbing work. So I'll just hit him up now.
It never fails. Every time we have a powerlifting meet, that front bathroom will be clogged and flooded and out of order within like the first squat session or the first session.
I love that
Tape on it.
I love that it's not just clogged. It's clogged and flooded. So people keep trying.
It's like session 1, flight A is about to start, and that one's already done, tapped out.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So my client is actually here now.
All right.
So we'll have to close out. But this is fun.
Yeah, it was good.
It was,
It was a
back
really
on.
Yeah,
fun.
it was good.
Yeah. But anything you want to say and close out?
No, I think you guys are doing a great job. I'm very thankful that you guys took over, and I'm excited. Hopefully, I'll make it another 10 years.
Yeah.
You know, that'd be sick. Live to be 40. That'd be awesome. Maybe I'll qualify for nationals by then, or podium at a meet.
Masters.
Master division.
Dude,
so
Masters when I'm gonna.
I mean,
that's when I'm gonna take
that's
off.
gonna be peak right there.
I'm waiting for Masters. Yeah, but no, I appreciate you guys. So thank you guys.
Thank you so
And,
much for coming
yeah.
on.
And thank you, Mikey, for subbing in for
Yeah.
Spencer.
Yeah, anytime you guys need a pretty face.
The taller,
Bigger
more
and better.
Jack Spencer.
Yeah. He struggles a little bit with his height, so I try not to make fun of him about it. But I don't know. Maybe he's just getting a little pudgy. I don't know.
You could teach him how to pose soon, maybe.
Yeah.
I'll try, but some people are beyond help. You know,
Yeah.
so
Just can't teach him.
just try to encourage him.
Okay, well, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. All right, Garrett. So one thing we do right before we
leave
close
every
out, we'll
time.
go like 3, 2, 1. We'll go, have a good day. And we'll like
Every
put our
time.
hands- Okay, ready?
Are you ready?
3,
2,
2, 1.
Have a good day.
You're the only one to ever fall for that.
Imagine trusting your friends. What a fucking idiot, dude.
This is just like Arc Raiders.
Imagine being happy.
Yeah, imagine being happy to be here.
Garrett, you're
Imagine-
banned from
Yeah, imagine trusting your friends. This is it.
I'm sorry.
I feel bad now.